Hello, and welcome to the Empowerography Podcast. This is a platform created for women's voices to be heard and a place to share their stories, journeys, and successes with the world for the purpose of helping other women who might be on similar journeys. We are empowering women one episode at a time. I'm your host, Brad Walsh, so kick back, grab one of your favorite beverages, and enjoy the stories. Hello there, Brad Walsh here, your host of the Empowerography Podcast. Today, my guest is Sandra Lisi. She is a business consultant and leadership coach based in Toronto. Sandra, how are you today?
I'm good, Brad. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here today. I know it's taken us a little while to get to this point where we're able to record your episode, but I appreciate you being here and taking the time to chat and share a bit about your story with us.
We're excited to be here, Brad. We have been waiting for a while, but we did it.
We have a lot of misfires, but we're finally here doing it. So
awesome.
So Sandra, let's jump right in. You're a business consultant and leadership coach with many years of experience in leadership in both the public and the private sector. You've even received an award in 2017 for the Emerging Leader Private Sector Award. How have those years of experience shaped you and prepared you for what you're doing right now in your business?
That's a really great question, because the experiences that I've had at different levels have taught me so much about who I am and my passion. I mean, throughout my career, I've worked really hard, and part of that has been to compensate for not having to go to university. That's one of my could I do over. I compete in a pool of many extremely well-educated individuals. So for me, I had to work extra hard to prove myself without those degrees. But hard work and perseverance have really been ingrained in me from my upbringing, an immigrant middle-class working family where my parents worked really hard to provide for us. And then another part of it is I've worked for many bosses, as I call them, in my career. I use that title quite generally because some were great leaders and others were truly bosses. But I learned from both, and in particular the great ones with what made them so great, and from the not so good ones, what not to do.
Right. Awesome. Now, you're also known and respected for your strengths in building excellent relationships on three key pillars. What are those three pillars?
So a lot of digging deep as to, what is my makeup and who makes me me. And my three pillars is trust, integrity, and respect. And regardless of your title in any organization or your position, we're people first. And with that, we're someone's child, mother, father, sister, brother, wife, husband. And treating others with respect, for me, is a foundational aspect of being human. You build trust by listening to others and understanding what their priorities are, what their objectives are. And by integrity, I mean delivering on my commitment. So when I commit both in my personal and professional life, that to me, my word is my word. And that's the foundation of integrity for me.
Well, as they say, your word, really, when it comes down to it, your word is all you have. That's who you are.
Exactly.
If you don't have your word, you've got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So how long ago did you start Sandra in the City?
So that has been brewing for many, many years, but
Okay.
I made it official in 2018. I took what I was doing every day and what it really inspired me to make this official was my ability to help those around me in their career development, and then truly understanding through my own experiences how to be a more effective leader. I've been working with people for years on their career development, and I just found that it was a small circle, and others started gravitating towards me outside of the corporate world, asking for my advice and my opinions or guidance. And so that's where it all stemmed from, is making it actually something that I could use broader than in a corporate setting.
Okay. Now, how did you come up with the name for the business? I like it. It's clever.
Don't laugh. I'm a fan of Sex and the City. I am like a Carrie Bradshaw diehard.
I didn't even put two and two together there.
So I can't tell you how many times I've watched all the episodes, and I just like that it's catchy.
Yeah.
But also, I live in Toronto, it's my city. And so I thought it was a perfect blend of Sandra and the city. And to be quite honest, city with a C was taken, so I
Yeah.
changed it to an S.
Well, I like it though. It's catchy and it works.
It's funny when I'm out and about, and people will say, "Hey, are you Sandra in the city?" I'm like, it's catchy enough that people will
That's
remember me.
hilarious. What do you see as your 5-year plan for the business?
So, Brad, as you can appreciate, and all of your interviews have probably had a very similar tone in the last 6, 7 months.
Mhm.
But like most businesses, I've really had to revisit my business plan because of the pandemic, and revisit what people really need. And so my focus is primarily on 3 client groups looking to develop their leadership skills. And so my first group that I'm catering to is anyone that's in the corporate world, private or public sector. I've had the opportunity to work in both. And people that are looking to move from a sole contributor role into management, or managers to executive. And then leaders who are just looking to become more effective in their everyday job. There are people that are very happy in the roles that they're in, and they would just like to really fine tune those skills. And then another group that I've looked at, and this one has really touched me, personally, is community leaders. And so in the last 6, 7 months, while we've been going through this pandemic, is really helping people understand how they can be leaders in their community, how to lead a cause, how to support community issues that are stemming right from where we live, our neighborhoods. And so that's my second group that I've revisited. And then my third group is around entrepreneurs and small business owners, really helping them during this time. People have had a lot of time to think. People have had loss of jobs, an opportunity to change careers, and helping those solopreneurs or small business entrepreneurs to really develop their personal brand in growing their business, simply because people buy from you. A sweater's a sweater, a book's a book, a pen's a pen. It's
Yeah.
the relationships that you build with your client base that really sets you apart. So building confidence in helping people get started, and then out of the box thinking and breaking down barriers, including things like imposter syndrome. Well, there's 5,000 people that do what I want to do, but
Yeah.
those 5,000 people are not you.
That's right. That's right there is the key. So many people suffer from imposter syndrome. That is definitely key, is making them realize that that's exactly it. They are not you.
Exactly. We would have all stopped with
Yes.
any aspirations to build our own businesses, start a hobby or activity, get involved, because if we all thought that everyone else is already doing it, then no one would start anything.
That's right. But it's
So,
about what you bring as a person to that service that you're creating or offering, the experience you create for your clients. No one else is you. No one else can create what you create.
absolutely. And that's what makes each and every one of us special and unique. Everyone has a voice, and it needs to be heard.
Absolutely. What is it that excites or lights you up the most about doing what you do with Sandra in the city?
I'm a fireball. I have, as my mom would say, you always have ants in your pants. Um, and I'm always doing something. But what really lights me up and really sets me on fire is I'm so excited every day that I can make a difference in others' lives.
Yeah.
When I see the impact that I've had on others by helping them develop and see their passion, that to me is the most fulfilling and gratifying thing, that I can go to sleep at night knowing that I helped someone else achieve their goals.
You also have a lot of experience working within your community and giving back and supporting multiple groups. Can you tell us a bit about some of that type of work that you do?
For sure. I've always, again, been a busybody, but the one that touches my heart the most and is very, very personal to me, and through this journey of learning and discovering, it's really important for me to be authentic and share my purpose, my passion, my whys. And so with this example of my community involvement, this one is very close to me, as I mentioned. So my grandmother was a founding member of the Catholic Women's League at our parish in our community. She started that league within the parish 50 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible. It was 8 women that started the league at a local parish that was in a community filled with majority were immigrant families. And I guess I get my firecracker from her because she was a firecracker.
Yeah.
Just spectacular. And so she was heavily involved. I remember growing up that she was always making crafts or teaching the women activities or donating, attending events. And when she passed away in 2017, she had dementia. We started in the last 2 years of her life. She really wasn't able to participate in those events any longer. And, you know, we just cherish the memory. So long story short, the parish held a memorial mass in 2018 for all of the deceased members. And they filled the altar with candles of every person that had passed away and ribbons with their names on it. And it was such a moving experience that I get chills just thinking about it now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But, you know, the women that were organizing it, they looked a little unorganized. And with all due respect, I love them all, but the average age is, 65 to 70. And then it was, who's going to bring the candles up? No, it's your turn. No, it's your turn.
Oh my gosh.
I
Chaos.
there, right? And I sat there and watched this. And so my mom nudges me and she said to me, "What are you thinking?" And she knew, she saw the wheels turning. Yeah. And I said, I'm going to stop and chat with them after the service to see if they need any help. She's like, "Well, what do you think?" I said, "Okay."
Look at them. What do you think?
Well, what do you think? They're kind of yelling at each other in front of the altar.
Yeah.
So needless to say, I approached them, and my grandmother was just like, everyone loved her. And so the fact that I was her granddaughter, and so I just asked, how much time would it take for me to become involved? They were all over me. They were like dragging me by the elbow and how excited my grandmother would be. And so the decision was made right there and then. And so I joined the league. And within a year, I was elected to the executive committee and they voted me in. Awesome. And now we've really changed the vibe of the committee. We have really catered to what the community needs. So pre-pandemic, because we haven't been able to get together since. But pre-pandemic, we had put together a schedule of events that they all recommended and things that are important to the community, such as bringing in local police departments to talk about senior safety.
Yeah.
Community. The fire department to talk about fire safety in your home. A lot of these people in the community are elderly, live on their own. And so we started bringing in guest speakers that would really talk to the needs of the community at large.
That's amazing. And it's incredible that you're able to carry on your grandmother's legacy 50 years later, something she started 50 years ago.
Exactly. The only thing, and I told them from day one, is that I'm not crafty like her. So if you're thinking of making Christmas ornaments, I'm not your girl.
I'm sure they're thankful for what you do bring. So I'm sure they can overlook that little thing.
Yeah. Another example that I wanted to share, and this really stems to people being able to reach out into their own communities where they live or work, is I moved into the area that I live in now in 2018, and that seems to be a pivotal year for me. Sandra Lisi was formed, and I got elected in the church. But when I moved in 2018, I have 2 shelters literally within minutes from my home. And one of the shelters is for women of domestic violence.
Okay.
And the other is for youth runaways and homeless youth. And so I reached out to the organizations to find out ways that I could support them. I see them every day as I'm driving in and out of my area. I'm in the local stores. So I wanted to make sure that I could give back in ways that were meaningful and ways that were important to the community itself. So I toured each of the shelters. I've met some of the residents, heard their stories, and I quickly became an ambassador in my community for these 2 shelters. So I do things like, even during a pandemic, clothing drives, food donations. One of the shelter for women of domestic violence, there are 9 babies born at the shelter on an annual basis.
Wow.
It's incredible. They show up there at all hours of the night. It's one of 13 homes across the GTA, and they show up there at all hours of the night with their children, pregnant. So for me, those 2 organizations are very important, and they're my neighbors.
Absolutely. It's the community.
Yeah. So, yeah.
What do you think your unique skill set or superpower is that's helped you become successful?
I think that if I had to say, it's my passion about what I do, because I live it every day. It's in my DNA, and I'm here to share my experiences, good and bad, with others, and how I moved forward through those experiences, both personally and professionally. And then my commitment to developing others to be the best leaders that they can be, and see if I can ignite that passion within them. I live it, I breathe it, I understand it. I have experience in the highs and lows.
Mm-hmm.
And so what you get is the authentic truth about where we need to focus to help you build your skills.
That's so inspiring and so exciting at the same time. It's amazing. It's so nice when you can see the results of the work you've put in to help someone and see that they've learned from it and they're succeeding. It's the most incredible feeling in the world.
The best text messages I can get are ones that say things like, thank you so much for being in my life. You've made such a huge difference in my attitude, in my career. Or the other really, really good one is, I got the job.
There you go. There you go. And all because of something you've done to help them see their true potential.
Yeah. I always look at it, Brad. It's not about me.
Mm-hmm.
It's about them.
Yeah.
And I just am the vessel to help them really understand their true potential.
That's it. But it feels good to see that the work you do together is helping them succeed and helping them get where they want and accomplish those goals that they set.
It is. It's so rewarding.
It is. There's
so
not.
rewarding.
I don't think there's a better feeling in the world,
no.
To be honest. What is the biggest pain point that you've been dealing with lately in your business? Aside from COVID, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've all been going through this COVID journey and readjusting, but some of the things we talked about early on is imposter syndrome. And so, I mean, we all have, intentionally or not, had our own moments of doubt or questioning, am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? It's almost, looking for validation on our road and our journey. And so for me, the last 6 months or even longer have been focused on how can I be of service to so many? There's people that have lost their job. They feel isolated, people that are bored, they're afraid, they're uncertain. And I want to be there for everyone. And it's difficult to be all things for everyone that they need. And that to me has been not necessarily a pain point, but a challenge is catering to so many different unique needs. And so what I've thought about in doing that is building programs that would cater to a category of needs. So that people that may have lost their jobs or are feeling bored or they have uncertainty, they could attend a workshop and they would take from it what they needed for their personal challenges.
What is it that excites you most about being an entrepreneur?
How much time do you have?
Well, you can give me a couple of things.
Yeah, for sure. So there's so many things, but I would say the most exciting is that I get to create the work. I get to be agile and change things as I need to. and that I'm able to really serve unique communities of people that are, in ways that are meaningful to them. So that to me is what excites me, is that I don't have a lot of red tape to go through.
Yeah. What was a turning point in your life, and how did that affect you?
So again, sharing in the circle of trust, as I like to call it, and authentically, many years ago, I went through a divorce and some financial difficulties at the time. I literally had hit rock bottom, and I was in my late 20s and found myself literally with nothing. So I was working full time at that point there, but it wasn't enough. So I needed to get a part-time job. So I found a small business that needed office work done. And so I worked there nights and weekends. And the goal that I had for myself was to be able to be financially independent again and to be able to afford my own home, because at that point I had moved back in with my family.
Right.
And so the company I worked for, while they were very nice, they were an immigrant family and English was their second language. So they heavily relied on me for any of their documentation, any meeting preparation on the work that they were going to be either bidding on or proposing to put proposals out for. So they were really successful. And I kept thinking to myself as I was like burning a midnight oil, if they can do it, so can I.
Yeah.
I was born in a country full of opportunity. I mean, that's why so many immigrants come to Canada.
That's right.
As my family did. I'm educated here. English is my first language. I have the drive to be who I want to be. And so day after day, these thoughts kept running through my mind. And I've always had an entrepreneurial mindset. So after working there, I then started little part-time businesses with major brands and in healthcare, in jewelry, in fashion. And I found that the skills I had learned in that part-time gig really helped build my confidence and my leadership. Going through a divorce and financial struggles is never healthy. And as strong as people are, it will chip you down.
Yeah.
But I always say, like, lower than the ground, you really can't go. So there's only one way from there.
That's true. Yeah. Very true.
And so I thought about how could I use what I learned and the skills from these individuals to really build my confidence and my leadership. So I started making changes in my daily work, in my corporate life. I was doing these side hustles at night and weekends. And it all was aligned to help me get that goal of being able to buy my own place, which I was able to a few years later.
Congratulations. That's awesome. You set your mind to it and you did it.
Yeah.
It shows that hard work and perseverance pays off.
And it's easy to give up when...
Yes, it is.
It's so easy to say, I'm going to throw in the towel and just be. But I truly believe that every day is a new day.
For
if
sure.
you screwed up today, it's really okay. Let it go.
Yep.
Make tomorrow a better day.
That's right. That's right. How do you define success? What does that word mean to you?
So my personal definition really is when I see the impact I have on others, either through my coaching or my community involvement. I mean, that's when I go to sleep at night, knowing that I've helped others achieve what they need, whatever that may be, that makes me feel successful.
Okay. What would you say is one of the best pieces of advice you've ever received?
Well, a few things, and to stay in my lane, focus on my goals, and to really stop caring about what other people think.
Yeah. Okay. What is one of the most important things you've learned in your life, and what was your life like before learning it, and what was your life like after learning it?
This is going deep again, and I'm going to alter my language here, but I've learned that I am good enough, that I am deserving, and that I am important. And it took me into my late 30s to really be the person that I am today. I mean, or to bring out that person. It was always in me,
Yeah.
but I feel like I suffocated or stifled it. And I just really came into my own being in my late 30s. And it took a lot of personal development. It took digging deep and dealing with things that made me feel uncomfortable to deal with. And by the time I turned 40, I really stopped giving a you-know-what about what anybody thought of me.
Oh, you can swear on here, Sandra. It's okay.
Oh, when I turned 40, I really stopped giving a fuck at what anyone thought of me. And it was so liberating to be comfortable in my own skin.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's a hard lesson to learn, though. It takes most people, a long time to learn that.
It is. And you have to be able to be okay with coming to terms with your past.
Yeah.
And know that you need to close the door and it stays there. And it's truly a liberating feeling to understand that others' insecurities are not your problem.
That's right. Other people's opinions of you are none of your business.
Nope. And turning 50 was even more liberating because you truly start to not give a fuck, period. Like, done.
I love it. I love that attitude. What makes you feel inspired or like your best self?
It's really about my passion to be creative and build relationships. For me, building great relationships is what it's all about.
Okay. What do you feel most grateful for in your life?
The number one thing I'm most grateful for is my family.
Yeah.
They're everything to me. They're my rock, my fans, my critics, my confidants, my
cheerleaders.
Allies. They're all of it. Like some days they have really big pom-poms and other days they're kind of like, okay.
We're just over here.
Yeah. It's really the unconditional love and support that I know they're always there for me.
Yeah. Well, support systems are absolutely key, especially as an entrepreneur. I mean, if you don't have a support system in place, you're screwed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How would you describe yourself in one word?
I'd like to ask you what your word for describing me is as well, but my word would be passionate, because I bring passion to everything I do, to cooking, to living, to relationships, to my business, my friendships. I'm just a passionate individual.
I would say driven.
I like that.
Yeah, I would say driven.
Sounds good to me.
There you go. That works. What does the word empowerment mean to you?
That's a word that is so overused. And, everyone seems to have their own definition. But for me, it's really to be who you are with no limits. Go after what you want, live out your dreams, and don't give up.
Beautiful. I love it. If you could sit down and have a 1-hour conversation with anyone in the world, alive or dead, who would it be and why?
It would be God.
Okay.
I think that the most selfless being who gave his life for us, he's truly a leader and putting the needs of all of us before his own. Okay.
What is one of your favorite entrepreneurial books?
Okay. I read a lot. I'm a book geek.
You're a bookworm.
I'm a bookworm. I don't download them. I like to touch them and feel them.
Yeah.
Best gift you can get me is an Indigo gift card.
That's the best birthday gift for you, huh?
Ever.
Yeah.
But my favorite is The Leader with No Title by Robin Sharma.
Okay.
That book, I read it twice. I was sad when it ended. I reached out to Robin on Instagram to thank him for the book because it was so enlightening. It was so good that my stepson in grade 12 needed to do a book report and read a book.
Okay.
And I gave it to him to read because I loved it so much. And he also truly loved it. And I gifted it to a bunch of people last Christmas, whether they read it or not, I don't know, but I just loved.
Amazing.
I loved that it talks about being a leader, regardless of where you are in your life and in your journey and what job you have.
Okay, I will have to check that out. I'm currently listening to The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari by Robin Sharma.
there you go. And then after The Leader with No Title, you can read The 5 a.m. Club.
That's right. I do have that one on my list as well. So
there you go. Little plug for Robin Sharma here.
That's it. Who in your life has had the biggest impact on you and why?
My mom.
Your mom?
My mom is literally the strongest woman that I know. She's been battling various illnesses for most of her adult life. Mm-hmm. And yet you ask her how she is, and she always says she's okay, even though I know she isn't.
Yeah.
She's taught me really what it means to be selfless, to love, to care, and to really be a good human being. When people say you're just like your mom, that is the biggest compliment anyone can give me.
Okay. What makes you smile?
So I don't have any biological children of my own, and I have two amazing nephews. And so my nephews, doesn't matter what has happened in my day, when I see them and a hug and a smile, that just lights me up.
Awesome. Money or fame?
Fame. Money comes and goes.
Okay. What is your personal motto?
I think, I try to live my life through the lessons that I've learned, and to start every day as a brand new day. Every day is New Year's Day.
I love it.
It might sound cliche, and I don't know, but it's just like, I'm a glass half full person, and I try to live my life that way.
Well, every day is another opportunity to do it again or to start over.
It is.
If you could set up a billboard anywhere, where would you put it and what would it say?
Well, I'd need to get approval from Mayor Tory, the mayor of Toronto, but I would set up a really, really big billboard in the heart of Toronto, and I would want it to say one city, one team. We're all in this together, regardless of what the city and what we as a human race are facing. There's so much divide in the world. There's so many issues happening that one city and one team would be plastered in Nathan Phillips Square.
Okay. What's the first thing you think when I say the word future?
Opportunity.
Awesome. If you came with a warning label, what would that warning label say?
Oh, Alicia Keys. It would say, "This girl is on fire. Watch and see."
Love it. If you could teach the world one thing, what would it be?
It's really to be accepting of one another, and to refrain from passing judgment. Everyone has a story.
Mm-hmm. I think we forget that. Everyone does have their own story. Everyone has struggles they're going through, and you don't know what someone else is dealing with or going through. You don't
know. I've been in a series of workshops lately, and people show up, and we're virtual, so it creates a different environment. But the workshops I have been in, you try to get to know the individuals, and you can just imagine the story that comes behind them, and they show up and they're there, but everyone has a story.
Yeah, for sure. If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that piece of advice be?
To really not lose yourself in what others think you should be doing or who you should be, is to really challenge yourself and not to conform just because, and to really just be who you are meant to be. This world needs you as you are.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Lastly, if 3 wishes were granted to you, what would you wish for?
Well, the 3 things that I think would make me happy would be a cure for diabetes, a world free from racism, and end to all of the violence that's happening.
Beautiful. I love those 3. Very
selfless. I think the world would be a better place.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, Sandra, thank you so much for agreeing to be here and take part in the podcast and be part of this community that we're creating here together. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you, and thank you for sharing a bit about your story and your journey through this life. And taking the time to chat with us today. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. It's been my pleasure to share my story, my authentic story with you, and I wish you continued success as well.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Very kind words. Once again, my name is Brad Walsh, host of your Empowerography Podcast. My guest today has been Sandra Lisi. She is a business consultant and leadership coach based here in Toronto. Thanks, Sandra. I hope you have an amazing day.
You as well. Take care, Brad.
Thank you. Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends. You can find me at visuphoria.ca and follow me on Instagram at Empowerography Podcast and on Facebook at Empowerography. Please join me next time for another inspirational story from yet another amazing woman.